So you got that freshly converted to your convert device, but you scoured the internet, you can't find that template, you can't figure out what GPIO pins are connected to each LED or switch or whatever it might be. Let's check out this cool little procedure to get it all done. Well, there's a cool little procedure that really makes it easy to do all the configuration for your device. The first thing you need to do is you'll need to go in and do the backlog of set option 0 and set option 36 of 1. And those are some little safeguards that prevent you from bricking or boot looping your device. So we'll paste those into the console, and you should see both of them get set. Set option 0 is off and set option 36 is 1. Then this real cool template will assign relay 1 through 8 to all the mainstream pins. So we'll just copy this template, flip back to your console, and type in template, and then paste in the template from the wiki page, and hit enter. Next thing, you'll type in module 0, and the switch will reboot. Now you'll see you have relays 1 through 7. And we are using the quick test on this, but we'll zoom in to the actual switch so we can see the LED. And then from here, you'll need to go through, and I'll make sure all the relays are set to 0 and go try each relay one by one and see what those GPIO pins do. Now we can see number 3 turns the LED on and off, but you'll make note of it, it is inverted, so we'll need to assign that as LED inverted. So relay 3 equals LED 1I. And we'll leave that one on, which will make the LED be off, just in case there's other LED colors. And you may not have heard, but actually that is the actual relay that would turn the light on, is number 6. So relay 6 equals relay 1. And then that's it for those pins. So then we'll flip back to the wiki. And this switch actually has 3 different LED colors. So we'll grab the other template and we'll paste it in as a template. This switch should reboot. So speaking of custom devices, you ever thought about making your own little custom device with various switches or buttons or LEDs, sensors hanging off of them? Well, definitely check out PCBWay and get your own custom PCBs straight to your door. Check out their website. They're always running some cool little specials and whatnot. It's very simple to do. Some cool high quality PCBs straight to your door. Check them out, PCBWay. Now we get our 4 toggles. Now you'll notice there's a purple that we do have on and on set. This was a configuration I found that would actually have no LEDs on. So toggle 1 in this template, you do have the red LED. We'll do red inverted. It looks like I have a halo on me, which I definitely do not. Number 2 doesn't do anything. And then number 3, that's the blue LED. Toggle 3 equals blue. Then you'll need to assign the actual GPIO pins to everything. So go to configuration, go to configure template, and you'll see that toggle 1 is actually GPIO 0. We'll mark this one GPIO 0, and toggle 3 is actually GPIO 2. And we'll jump back to the other template since we did forget to do that. Nothing's always perfect, right? But we still have it. And you can go ahead and paste it into configure other if you like. Just make sure the activate checkbox is checked. It's the same thing as putting it in as template on the console. So relay 3 is actually LED 1, that's 12. And then relay 6, that's GPIO 15, is the actual relay. And while we're in here, we'll go ahead and assign them. And that way it does our process of elimination, because we still need to find the button to assign to switch or button 1. So one easy way to blank all of them is just to set it as some other based on template, and then come back down and set it as generic, and that flags them all back to as user. So we'll go ahead and set GPIO 12 as LED link inverted, GPIO 0 as LED 1 inverted, then GPIO2. Now all the other open GPIO pins, we'll set those to switch 1. You don't want to set them as button just in case one of them is held low, and if you did have it set as button, well then after 40 seconds it would just factory reset back to Tasmota defaults. So we'll set them each as switch 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. So again, we'll set some of the mainstream pins. So we'll set them as switch 1. What I mean by mainstream pins is not using the RX and TX, which is GPIO 1 and 3. And GPIO 9 and 10 are only going to be in your ESP8285 devices. If you don't have an ESP8285, do not assign those. So hit save. If you do get a blinking LED, that's telling you that MQTT is not set up, which of course this switch is not. So at this point, you should be able to toggle it and see your LED work, as well as hear the relay inside. And now we need to test the switch. To figure out which switch it is, we type in status space 8 on the console and hit enter. And I go ahead and type in status space 8 again, but don't hit enter just yet. Go ahead and hold down the button. Make sure you don't touch anything because you probably have mains power applied. Go ahead and hold that button down and then hit enter. And you can go ahead and let go. If you scroll over, you should be able to compare these two lines and immediately find which switch it is. As you can see, switch 3 is on here and switch 3 is off here. So now we know that whatever is assigned to switch 3 is actually going to be assigned to switch 1 or button 1. So we'll go back into configuration, configure template, and then we'll set the switch 1 and 2 back to user, and then we'll set switch 3 to button 1 or switch 1. And if you do use switch 1, make sure you do set your switch modes. And keep in mind, if you're also using buttons, it won't be as fast acting as if you use switches. And that's one of the reasons why I use switch 1 for most of my wall switches. But that's a whole nother article in itself, which of course you can find in the wiki. So now we got our template set up. We'll hit save. And that's it for the switch. You should be able to, once it reboots, go back to the main menu and then be able to toggle the switch with the button. So that's all there is to it for figuring out all the GPIO pins for your device. Now, maybe in a future video, we'll cover something dealing with the LED bulbs and some of the more advanced devices such as three-way switches and other sensor type devices that just have that weird GPIO pin layout. And for the ones who did notice, I did previously record this, but it just did not make the cut in the To Your Convert video. It just really didn't fit. So of course we're releasing it as a separate video on the Tasmota Tips series. Now, if you hung around long enough and you watched the outro, definitely hang out, and we have a new series starting soon of a new fresh slate of a brand new smart home that doesn't have any type of Tasmota, Home Assistant, or anything in it. And we're going to start it out fresh and take a journey and see what we can do. And we're looking for input as well as we move along through the series of installing various procedures and automations and everything in the smart home itself. And if you have a good idea for a name of the series, be sure and drop down a comment down below. We'd love to hear it because, you know, just sometimes coming up with names sucks. Well, that's about it. I done run my mouth enough. If you haven't already, check us out in Discord. Have a lot of fun, hang out, and learn some things. And I appreciate all the Patreon subscribers. It definitely helps bring new products, projects, or whatever it might be to the channel each week. Can't thank you enough. And if you're not a subscriber, smash that button, smash that bell, and y'all take care.